Every occupation has its own set of risks. However, the danger of being a hip-hop rapper appeared to be disproportionately high when it comes to being in the spotlight. Just like in the military or the police force or a combat sports athlete or even a stuntsman, no occupation carries as many risks as being a rap star. Overdose or violent crimes have claimed the lives of many young and talented rappers, sending them to their early graves and leaving their families, friends, fans, and lovers in complete shock. Many young rappers have died in the past years, from the time of Tupac and Biggie to new stars like xxxtentacion, Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke, and many others. It's almost like there is a curse on the music industry, because why are these rappers dying prematurely? Just after they get everything they want. The fame, the money, everything, just to end up dying. Mac Miller passed in 2018 at the age of 26 after consuming cocaine and counterfeit oxycodone containing the synthetic opioid fentanyl. Juice WRLD passed away in late 2019 on a private plane after experiencing a drug-induced seizure. He allegedly took multiple Percocets in an effort to conceal them as law enforcement searched the aircraft. Alongside these deaths by misadventure, there are the victims of violent crimes. Even though an ex-partner accused them of severe abuse, xxxtentacion was extremely well liked until he was killed in 2018 at the age of 20 while being robbed outside a Florida motorcycle store. Wiz Khalifa and Mac Miller's supposed heir, Pittsburgh rapper Jimmy Wopo, was shot and died in a drive-by incident. In their lyrics about death, drugs, and depression, many of these rappers address their own mortality. Since a teardrop serves as the genre's unofficial trademark, death is everywhere in SoundCloud rap. Smoke Perp appeared in a coffin in the cover art for his mixtape Death Star, and Peep, who is frequently referred to as the Kurt Cobain of his generation because of his babyface, calm demeanor, and commitment to his ever-escalating atheism, sang on his 2017 song The Bright Side, "Everybody telling my life's short, but I wanna die." You could say from such songs that the rappers wished to pass away. However, even though some of them did struggle with addiction and mental illness, their desire to die was purely cosmetic, just like their pink hair and tattoos on their faces. Why, therefore, did the nihilistic posture turn into a self-fulfilling prophecy, taking the lives of young individuals who had just graduated from high school? And what steps can be taken to stop it? One main issue is how quickly these rappers' careers have grown in the past. DIY rap stars have avoided the record industry's gatekeepers to amass fortune and success, frequently while still in their teens, leaving them unable to adjust to sudden recognition. Earlier generations of musicians could spend years gigging before being discovered. According to his friend and partner Adam McIlvey, who goes by the stage name Wicca Phase Springs Eternal, Peep went from having no management to being handled by a very major firm that deals with high-profile musicians, and with that came more money and more pressure. Spiritual care can be non-existent in an industry that is aggressively committed to finding the hottest new thing. These rappers are frequently unimportant to record labels. According to Calvin Smiley, a specialist in hip-hop and social justice at Hunter College in New York, they know that when they're done, the next SoundCloud or Instagram rapper is behind them. Even more cynically, he wonders why Juicy WRLD was transporting his drugs personally. According to Smiley, who has experience around hip-hop musicians, there's always a pal who holds the drugs and takes the fall. You ponder where his handlers were. Where were the folks directing him? The function of management is also being examined. Lisa Womack, Peep's mother, is suing the rapper's manager, First Access Entertainment. She alleges that they supported drug use on Lil Peep's final tour, would get the drugs for him, and pushed the musician past what somebody of his caliber would ever do. First Access Entertainment declined to comment. In a legal document, it stated that its interactions with Peep were purely of business nature and not the type of special relationship giving rise to an independent duty of care. Peep allegedly fought with his managers just before he passed away, according to McIlvey. "I know there was a show he didn't want to play for whatever reason, and the drug use was just him showing the world he really didn't care," the author says. Labels and management, according to McIlvey, should give artists time to heal. If your artist is struggling, you have to step in and tell them it's time to back off or reassess the release calendar and the touring, he said, so the artist can get healthy and have a long career. But that doesn't happen much because long careers are boring. There are indications that knowledge is being gained. Lil Tecca, a 17-year-old SoundCloud sensation whose song Ransom peaked at number 4 in the US and has received more than 650 million Spotify streams, is managed by Giuseppe Zappala of Galactic Records. He has gotten better at reading Tecca's emotions, so if the young rapper seems overly worn out, Zappala will free up the schedule. He makes sure Tecca gets at least a day off in between performances, and he keeps tours to no more than 5 weeks. To make sure he's eating well, he occasionally has chefs with him. Another top goal is getting enough sleep. However, Zappala has some restrictions due to Tecca's age. There will undoubtedly be occasions when Tech wants to visit the studio up until 8 AM. Zappala sighs, "I say that may not make the most sense because you got a show tomorrow at 1 PM. It's about trying to instill the routine in him." However, pressure from outside the industry can be just as great for young rappers. The situations these kids come from, it's hardly a fairy tale existence, says Taylor Maglin, who found Wopo and was his manager until his passing. You know it's a war zone, right? Rivals and foes are always emerging. He thinks that Wopo was killed by disgruntled rival gang members who were just jealous of his success. Wopo was supposedly a member of the 1100 gang from the Hill District. His identity was mentioned in a police indictment released not long after he passed away. David Bogenschutz, xxxtentacion's attorney, said the rapper had been worried that someone would abduct or kill him.
Worst thing comes to worst, I fucking die a tragic death or some shit and I'm not able to see out my dreams. I at least want to know that the kids perceived my message and were able to make something of themselves and able to take my message and use it and turn it into something positive.
He was making money and gaining fame. It's thought that xxxtentacion was followed from his bank to the motorbike store on the day that he was shot. Producer Jimmy Duval, who collaborated with XXX, claims that the rap game isn't like any other industry. There are several firearms and bullets are flying everywhere. The link between hip-hop and drugs has definitely shifted, according to Smiley. Rappers from earlier eras spoke about selling drugs as a path out of the poverty rather than actually exploiting them as a means of money accumulation. Once the fame came, drugs were exploited as a social cue, as shown in music videos with tables groaning under bottles of Hennessy and mirrors covered with cocaine. There is now a more overt glamorization of that reality. At the beginning of the decade 2010, rapper Juicy J played a pivotal role in the lean drug surge to popularity in Houston's chopped and screwed music culture. Lean was mentioned in rap as an addictive and hazardous combo of soda, sweets, and prescription cough medicine, including codeine. Young Thug openly consumes it during interviews. Lil Wayne glorifies it, and Juice WRLD claimed that Future's music gave him the idea to try leaning. Rappers also started abusing prescription drugs like oxycodone, Xanax, and Percocet, in addition to party drugs like MDMA and cocaine. In his 2015 blockbuster Mask Off, Future celebrates Molly and Percocets. Duval from Mask Off remarks, "That is a bad combo of drugs. The whole hook is you having a fucking heart attack." Lil Pump, a rapper, celebrated getting 1 million Instagram followers by taking a photo with a cake shaped like Xanax. Considering that fake prescription drugs with fentanyl have been attributed to the 10-fold rise in opioid-related deaths in the US between 2013 and 2018. According to Smiley, the panopticon of social media, which encourages risk-taking behavior, started to choke the scene with a culture of theatrical excess. Because everything is about likes, shares, and keeping track of your following count, you must be online constantly. When his parents approached Thurizon about the videos, he said it was purple Gatorade. Thurizon had posted films of himself drinking lean on Instagram. His mother Judy explains, "He told me it was just the culture." A few hours before he passed away, Pete posed with prescription tablets on his tongue. A horrible come down after so many deaths. Many people stopped going out to parties every day when Pete passed away, claims Morgan. He has observed a decline in the drug use among the young rappers he produces. After Peep's passing, Lil Pump and Smoke Perp declared they were giving up Xanax. The younger kids don't participate in activities as much since they are aware of all the crap that has occurred in the recent years. For individuals who continue to use drugs, drug testing kits are becoming more widespread. Before Pete passed away, nobody was drug testing, according to Morgan. There are encouraging signs that the rap scene is starting to turn around. Duel claims that everyone's mouths are sufficiently sour that telling someone to go pop a molly doesn't feel appropriate at this time. Since J. Cole's 2018 diss track 1985, which was critical of SoundCloud rappers, there has been criticism. They want to see you dab, take a pill, and get tattoos all over you from your face to your heels. Rappers are becoming more aware of the message they are giving to fans as the narcotic image loses its appeal. Isaiah Rashad, Lucky, Travis Scott, and Danny Brown are just a few of the artists that have spoken out against prescription drug abuse. Rapper Mozzie from Sacramento has asked his fans to stop leaning. In Freewave 3, Lucky, who is regarded by some as the originator of SoundCloud rap, discusses his mother researching the effects of lean on his kidneys. Even Lil Xan, arguably the most irresponsible musician in this bunch, has thought about altering his name. It's time to start practicing self-care, as Miller sang in his best hit. But the duty shouldn't fall just on individuals. Labels and management need to do more to ensure the welfare of artists as they profit from this trend. According to Zapala, you should put their health and happiness above their music and fame. Being a successful artist while unsure of the motives of those around you is difficult.